Guys, look at this insane rescue. Wow. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jay and welcome to The Ship Life. So the video that you just saw was of a Navy rescue taking place right at the very start of what would become an out-of-control fire on board a cargo ship sailing in the Atlantic Ocean, forcing all 22 crew members that were working on board to have to abandon ship and, as you saw in the video, have to be rescued. Now, I will go over the details that are available so far because this fire has been going on and out of control for about a week or so and will, unfortunately, and probably continue to do so. Now, I do have to put a little word of caution out to some of you out there, especially you car lovers, because this situation is probably going to end up being the saddest story you've ever heard in your life. And also in cruise news, we have some more updates on the Crystal Cruises saga. You know, the company that went bankrupt. Well, we have the former CEO of Crystal Cruises that is coming out and saying that the company owes a whopping $100 million to customers that should have been sailing on board their ships. And now there is a chance that some of them out there may not even get a refund. It's absolutely crazy. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this past Wednesday on February 16th, a fire broke out on a cargo ship that was sailing in the Atlantic Ocean known as the Felicity Ace. The fire started on Wednesday, and 5 days later, here on Sunday at the time you're recording this video, the fire is still going on, and like I said at the beginning, will continue to do so. This is due to the type of fire that is taking place on board this ship. You see, there is over 4,000 luxury cars on board the ship that includes, but is not limited to, over 1,000 Porsches, 200 Bentleys, and dozens of Lamborghinis. Included in that number as well is a bunch of electric cars with lithium-ion batteries, which if caught fire, it can make things extremely difficult, as lithium-ion batteries that cause fires are extremely difficult to put out. Now, the Felicity Ace was originally set to sail from the Volkswagen factory over in Germany to the United States, but unfortunately, just off the coast of Portugal, this is where this entire tragedy took place. Now, thankfully, all 22 crew members were able to get off and they were all accounted for, safe and sound. However, this is going to cost, of course, the cargo ship and a lot of people that had these cars built millions of dollars, as a lot of these luxury vehicles were custom built. Now, as far as this fire, it is going to take a while to put out because, as I said, it is a lithium-ion battery fire, meaning that you can't just put water on it and expect it to just go away. It's like dealing with a grease fire, except potentially even worse. Now, personally, I've never dealt with a lithium-ion battery fire, but as the firefighters are saying, and the captain is saying, that they can only extinguish the fire by cooling down the outside of the ship. They can't put water directly on it because it's just going to make things worse. It'll make the ship heavier and cause things to just, of course, escalate. Now, thankfully, so far, the fire has not spread over to the fuel tanks, but that is a big worry and concern as of right now, because if it does, it's obviously going to cause a massive explosion. The plan is, of course, to be able to extinguish the fire and have everything under control before the fire reaches the fuel tanks. Obviously, like I said, it's going to cause a massive amount of problems that nobody wants. But either way, guys, this is what we have so far on this tragedy that's taking place. Like I said, it hurts me. I love cars personally. I'm not a big fan of Lamborghini, but either way, it sucks to see something like this actually happening. Either way, guys, I will be sure to give you an update. If any of you have heard about any of this, this story going on, or maybe you had a car that you were ordering that was on this ship, please let me know in the comment section below. Now, moving on, let's talk about Crystal Cruises. Of course, right after you guys hit that like button if you're enjoying the video, which I hope you are, so go ahead and smash the like button, and also subscribe. That way you can get notified whenever I post more videos like this and other cooler videos that'll be coming up in, let's say, about 2 weeks or so when I'll be on the largest cruise ship in the world, Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, which I'm very excited about. Anyway, let's talk about Crystal Cruises. So we all know how the story's gone. We know their parent company, Genting, filed for bankruptcy at the beginning of the year as they are reportedly about $2 billion in debt. We then come to find out that the companies that are owned by Genting, both Star Cruises and Crystal Cruises, are also in debt with a fuel company about $4.6 million. Now, there was a lot of pandemonium going on. The people that are from the fuel company wanted their money, so they basically put a seize out on the Crystal ships, the Symphony and eventually the Serenity, and there's this whole runaround, and those ships were eventually seized. Now, we had passengers that were sent home, we got crew members that are still stuck on board, and then you had the U.S. offices for Crystal Cruises that are shut down, all the workers laid off, which brings us to where we are now. So you have the former CEO of Crystal Cruises, Jack Anderson, that is coming out and telling everybody that the company owes over $100 million to all the customers that were supposed to sail on board their ships. This all includes, of course, deposits. Now, there are a couple of details that, of course, need to be hashed out because it's not as cut and dry as the cruise line just simply owing people money. So you see, when it comes to cruising and booking cruises, there is the added factor these days of the pandemic as well. But there are three main ways that people will book cruises. A lot of people are using their future cruise credit from previous cruises that they had canceled, unfortunately, throughout the pandemic. You have people like myself that pay full in cash. That way I don't have to deal with any complications except for this particular case in the event that a company goes belly up, which I'll explain in a minute. And then you have people that can put down deposits, meaning they don't pay the full amount. They either negotiate something with the travel agency or with the cruise line in which they pay a certain amount like right now, and then they pay it off as the time comes when they get to the cruise. It's just a very complicated process as far as how all of that goes. And due to this situation with Crystal Cruises going belly up, it now complicates things a bit for people that either have paid in full for a future cruise or they have put down a deposit. Unfortunately, those people that have future cruise credit, well, that future cruise credit is now completely useless. Now, when it comes to this particular situation with the bankruptcy with Crystal Cruises, of course, their parent company, Genting, has gone belly up as well, and they are pretty much making it so that Crystal Cruises has to kind of fend for themselves. Meanwhile, Crystal Cruises, they haven't really been in too much contact and communication with their customers, which is understandable, especially in the United States, because again, their offices did close down and their workers have been laid off, meaning I'm pretty sure their manpower is kind of in limbo right now, so to speak. Now, just looking at this, of course, I would say that at some point, as of course, Jack Anderson, he's saying that people will get their money, but there are, of course, court cases and all this other complications, because when a company goes bankrupt, it means they already owe a lot of money, in this case, millions and billions of dollars to other people like fuel companies, and then they have to worry about the crew, and then they have to worry about the guests. So it's going to be just pretty much a giant circus for people trying to get back their money. Now, there will probably be some people out there that may not get their money back at all, but the idea is that a good percentage of people will get back their deposits and the cash that they paid, and I'm sure a lot of people obviously are going to go through either their credit card company, which they should be good. Some people are going to try to file a dispute with their bank in the event that they just paid with their debit card, stuff of that nature. But either way, unfortunately, due to this entire mess, it's going to be very complicated for a lot of people that were planning on cruises with Crystal Cruises, and now that will not happen. So we can only hope for the best. Hopefully, for everybody that has booked a cruise, which I want to know if there are some of you in there that are watching this video, let me know in the comment section below. Has anybody from Crystal Cruises been in communication with you? Are they letting you know what's going on, giving you somewhat of a play-by-play, giving you peace of mind, certainty? Please let me know, because I'm legitimately curious to hear. But we'll have to see how all this plays out. I will keep an eye on this particular subject. Of course, there's so much going on with Crystal Cruises, which I could talk about literally all day, but I'll just kind of space it out between next week and, well, maybe the week after that. Well, it depends, because next week I have to go get a bunch of dental work done. I don't know if I'll be able to talk. But either way, guys, I don't want to ramble on. I'm going to leave it here. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. I appreciate every single one of you. Of course, on your way out, hit that like button, subscribe to the video, share the video. It goes a very long way in supporting my channel with YouTube, and I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.